pathetic contribution from the Attorney-General. This amendment of the government, where they pat themselves on the back, nothing to see here, no problem, we've got it in hand, while the community of Cairns and the region are crying out. They're crying out for action. And this amendment is a disgrace. It is poking them in the eye and saying, victims, it's your fault. Everything's underhand. We're dealing with it. While the people are roaring, while the members of the Labor Party in the region are mice, they're silent, they whisper in the corridors, but they don't listen to the people. And the people of Cairns and the greater region are saying enough is enough. The crime figures do not tell a mistruth. The crime figures are surging in the area. And the Attorney-General might say that, oh, we're doing things and everything's under control. But that's not the story of victims of crime whose homes are being broken into, whose cars are being stolen, whose right to feel safe in their homes has been ripped away. It's a basic human right to feel safe in your home. It's a basic human right to not have your car, which you rely on, for work or for whatever purpose, stolen by someone who doesn't respect your property. It's a basic human right to be able to walk in your streets and not fear for your life. And these beautiful communities deserve better than this government who pats themselves on the back and ignores the cry of the people. And shame on those Labor MPs. Those Labor MPs who, as we've heard, have been as quiet as mice in this place, who haven't spoken up. And the government has passed laws that aren't doing the job. And we're calling for stronger laws that do recognise consequences, that there be consequences for crime. And we can talk about the complex issues that rise in young people, and we do recognise there are complex issues, but this law of this government is not addressing and not fixing it. Otherwise, if you don't fix it, the crimes that we then start to see escalate. And you then have intergenerational crime because the young ones who've committed crimes aren't having that break in recidivism. And that's what we're seeing with the increase in crime that's happened under this government. Everybody knows Labor's soft on crime. Everybody knows that they don't back the police. Everybody knows that they undermine the police and the job that they're there to do. And it's a heck of a difficult job to do. It's time that the people would listen to. And we know that from Cairns and up to communities such as around Mareeba and all these communities throughout the region. They're speaking up as they're seeing things that they know aren't right. They care for their community. But to the Attorney-General and Minister for Justice, shame on this government to think that she would dare to come into this place and to put such an insulting amendment on the table. And now we're going to see all the sheep on the other side probably follow along after the Attorney-General and vote for the government and ignore the voice of the people. Listen to the voice of the people in the Cairns and Greater Region. Listen to their concerns. Listen to the figures that are on the record as the member for Burdekin outlined about the increase in crime rates, the increase in the young people who are coming before the courts, and the fact that there aren't appropriate sentences that are breaking the cycle. It's time that these communities don't have just a human right on the paper of law, but they have it in their everyday streets. It's time that they were listened to. It's time that the rallies of the people outside the members in the streets who are calling for their voice to be heard is finally listened to by this government. It seems to me that the only thing this Labor government knows how to do is to put out media releases and not back our police, not back the justice system to break that cycle of crime among these beautiful young people who need another future. But it's not a future by ignoring the crime, because we need to see that addressed. It's time that there were appropriate return of breach of bail as an offence for young criminals. It's time that there was appropriate resourcing of the police to do their job. It's time that the people were listened to and that the streets of this area were once again safe and people know that they can go to bed in their own homes and not have someone break in and rip away their right to that peace and goodwill and safety.